Can you list your outdoor activities over the past year?
Well, I've hunted some, fished. That's about it.
How have you learned about nature?
Just by experience.
Is there anything in your background that makes you knowledgeable or that makes you not very knowledgeable about nature?
Well, when you're born in it and you live in it, I mean, you learn just like you learn anything. It comes to you natural how to do and live and to make your living.
How is nature important to you?
Well, it's everything. Without nature, wouldn't be anything. I mean, we've got to have. We'll take one little thing out of nature and it messes everything up. But you got to have everything in a balance. That's why people don't know why people hunt. Well, really, the hunter is doing more for the game, the wildlife, than anybody else, because they keep it in balance. In species, when one thing gets to be too many, something will come, a disease will come in them and it'll destroy it. So really what the hunter does is, it's part of nature, is keeping everything in balance.
Do you think that in your lifetime some elements of nature will be lost?
We lose it all the time. People is encroaching on all the habitat. It's just making things less and less room. That's like anything, you got to have room to live. And mankind is kind of crowded out a lot of stuff.
How does that loss affect you?
Well, it affects a lot. Like maybe 30 years ago, where we live now here in Virginia, you could just leave in the morning and hunt all day, and never see a posted sign. And your neighbors didn't, they didn't care if you hunted. Now you can't go out your door unless you see posted signs. Nobody, where people has moved in from other places, they don't understand the way we lived all these years, and they post the land. They don't want you stepping on the land, and it just, mankind has really hurt nature more than anything else. It's took it away.
Have you seen changes in language or dialect over the years?
Well, the young people, they've changed. They've got away from the old way of life because they got all this modern stuff. These video games and all this stuff they got now to play with. Back when I was growing up, you just take a stick and a tin can or something, get outside and play all day. I mean, now all they're going to do is just sit around and play these games, and they missing out on so much. They don't get out in the nature. I think that's why so many kids now are fat. They don't get out and run and play.
Have you seen changes in language or dialect that's no longer in use or whose meaning is lost?
On the young people, not on the older people still. But it's like anything else. They've been exposed to this a lot of this modern stuff, and they've changed. A lot of the kids won't communicate anymore. I've noticed they won't even talk to each other. They've lost the way to communicate with each other. All they want to do is text on these phones, and they could be standing next to each other, be jobbing numbers instead of talking. They're forgetting how to communicate with each other. That's what I'm thinking.
Can you name and explain any natural objects or local places in the natural world that hold some special meaning or significance to you?
It's a lot of places where I've been before, with somebody that was special to me that's gone on, has passed away. In places where we went, it means a lot to me just to go back where they were.
Do you feel that knowing the names of objects in the natural world, such as the names of insects or trees, changes your observation and or enjoyment or use of them?
I think the more you know about something like the trees. Everybody needs to know what kind of tree it is, so you can pass that knowledge on. Because a lot of these kids now, they don't know one tree from another. I think it's important. It may not be to the people that live in town, but the people that live in the country, and they burn wood for heat. They got to know what kind's the best kind to burn, and it's good to know all your insects and all your animals. You need to know all that stuff. So, I mean, it's part of surviving and living.
Have you ever or do you now gather any product from nature for food, medicine, fuel, art, hobby, sport, or etc.?
Oh yeah, we still eat squirrel, rabbits, deer, fish, all type of fish, wild turkey. I specialize in making wild turkey box call, and I've made a bunch of them and sold them and given away and stuff. But
Can you tell us what a wild turkey box collar is?
it's a little collar that you work with a paddle on it that I could get one to show.
Okay.
Would you get one? It's probably in that little shelf in there. In them all them shelves, I'll be one. But
Can you, while we're waiting for that, can you tell us about anything from nature you gather for fuel?
wood.
Okay.
Yeah, we burn wood here, and we have the heat pumping off. But good wood eat is dry, and it's what I'm used to, and we burn wood. This is one I made. This is probably original. I should get a patent on it because I made it where you can change the sides and make it sound in different ways. So this is the box collar. That's what it looks like. And I make these and sell them. It's craft. Plus I make them out of the turkey wing bone.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
What about for art? Is there anything that you gather from nature and use for art? To put up on the walls or anything?
We have deer horns, on plaques. We got deer heads mounted. We have bobcat hide skint and tacked up. We have plus you can take the walking stick, the curly, where the vine goes up and it makes it look like a snake, and carve it out and make a walking stick out of them and stuff like that. It's art. It's folk art.